Welcome back to the show, everybody. Boy, have we got some news for you today. Tether Alameda Research FTX connection. Could there be trouble brewing for Tether as well? We're going to talk about it. We've talked about it. We got more to go over here. Former Ripple advisor, Mr. Michael S. Barr, the VP of the Board of Governors for the Federal Reserve, is warning of an urgent risk needed for stablecoins to Congress. We're going to get into that information. And how about this one? We've talked about it plenty on this channel, but will Ripple become a bank? Because they're now seeking a new license, and we're going to tell you where. It's not in the United States. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for exclusive content. Right now, we are at $830 billion market cap for crypto, 3.3% down on the market. Bitcoin, 16,000, almost flat. Ethereum, 1,100 plus right now. XRP is 35 cents. I tell you, things are getting just wiped out. And if it's not FTX, it's just the market in general. Ledger, ladies and gentlemen, not your keys, not your crypto. And Ledger has an exchange where you can actually set it up that you buy the crypto you want and send it directly to your cold storage wallet. You can download Ledger Live onto your phone or your PC. Try it out for yourself. They have great specials and deals. And by the way, there's a Black Friday special that starts today. Let me get you the details real quick. As I was saying, they have an incredible special that is starting today at 4 p.m. CET time. You purchase a Nano X and you'll get $30 worth of Bitcoin back. You purchase a Nano S Plus, you're going to get $20 worth of Bitcoin back. But here's the rub. You got to click the link underneath my video to get it. So don't mess around. Click that link and get yourself a Ledger. Here's something else that's breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. I have started Digital Perspective Mastermind group. This group is for only people who are really serious about moving forward in their life and in this crypto investing space. I need 200 of my closest friends to join this group. It's not available yet, but I'm going to tell you, we're going to get into altcoins and do much deeper dives. DeFi, NFTs, Metaverse, obviously Ripple XRP talk, mindset, success, wealth creation, all of that stuff. 200 limited people can get into this group. It's like a private Facebook group. It's set up already. I'm going to launch it probably end of November, beginning of December, run 7-day special trial. Everybody can come in and try it out for a week. We're going to have weekly live streams, private live streams, full access to a private Telegram group. You're going to have private groups and lessons, which I actually have some free lessons in here for you, or lessons for you once you get in. One-on-one private session with me, 30 minutes or 2 15-minute. You can break it up however you want. And an annual meetup in Vegas, baby. We're doing that. That's happening. So make sure you pay very close attention, because I'm telling you, when I drop that link, it is limited members to join that. Let's get started here, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you, the news is pretty remarkable today. I want to start with this. This is Brett Harrison back in September of 2021. Shout out to DAI for this clip, talking to none other than CoinDesk. He's from FTX. Take a listen to what he says here.
We're looking forward to a lot of the regulatory clarity we're hoping for coming out of the SEC and Chairman Gensler and the CFTC and Chairman Benham.
And is FTX in conversations with the SEC or the Treasury Department about regulation going forward in the sector?
We're absolutely in conversation with the CFTC and the SEC, talking with the staff, in constant dialogue, both about, our current exchange and also our future plans. We think that is the only way for long-term exchange like ours to really exist, is for us to work cooperatively with them and collaboratively with them to figure out the next steps.
Any insight?
You know what's interesting about all of this is that all this cooperation and collaboration, apparently when you're the second largest donor to the Democratic Party and they happen to have power right now, I guess that means that we can overlook the wrongdoing of the entity FTX. Just terrible what we've seen here. I believe regulatory capture is certainly something at play here. FTX owes its biggest unsecured creditor more than $226 million at the top of the list here, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously, there's anonymity involved here and asked for in this situation. It is horrible. And there's more bad news, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't think it's over yet, but Dr. Martin Heisboik says to us, an attempt by Grayscale to secure a $1 billion loan has allegedly failed Sunday afternoon. Now, why do you suppose they would need that? I think the cascading effects are still unfolding, ladies and gentlemen, and it's unfortunate. But you know what? I don't think the bottom of the market's in yet. And I'm not trying to put ice water in anybody's veins. Spend the Bits XRP community says we are thrilled to announce that Spend the Bits won the Ripple CBDC Hackathon final round under the interoperability category. Come on in, Spend the Bits. We love that. Yeah. Here's what it made me think of. It made me think of day one at Ripple. One, you need to hear this clip what Stuart Alderati said. Take a listen to this. Shout out to Nick Burfado from Link2. And don't forget, Link2, get some Link2 private equity. I'm telling you, check it out for yourself. You got to be accredited.
Chatted with Stuart Alderati, who, as everyone knows, is counsel for Ripple. Stuart is such an impressive person. His confidence is unbelievable. You could just tell he's a master at what he does. He said the amicus, hopefully I'm saying it right, all of them were so helpful to the case and are helpful to the case. He said multiple times he would settle within an hour if they would give clarity to XRP. He made it very clear that they are ready, but I love the fact that we're hearing from Brad and we're hearing from Stuart that the clarity to XRP is still a deal killer. They've got to have it. And the other thing that really struck me with Stuart Alderati was Stuart said, and I have it quoted, I have it written here on my page, he said, when we win. So he fully expects to win.
Loving that right there and that confidence. But what I wanted to show this originally for was this. The hackathon. Here's the Rockstar judging panel. It was MasterCard, AWS, PwC, Accenture, the Digital Dollar Project, the BIS, and Ripple, and others that actually selected Spend the Bits as the winner. Come on in. Now let's talk about this side of where we're at here. People always ask me when Moon. I always respond when Tether. The bottom for crypto isn't in until the U.S. government, U.S. Treasury, OCC, U.S. Department of Justice tells us whether USD Tether is bona fide or bust. I want you to listen to this gentleman here from the research company tied to FTX, Alameda, talk about the transfers, and he doesn't want to answer. Listen here.
Who are you redeeming it from? Are you redeeming it from Tether or Bitfinex?
It's the Tether organization is who we're talking to.
Are you using U.S.-based banks such as Citibank when you wire to receive the Tether? Are you sending it through U.S. banks, or are you using anything other than Deltec?
Like the banks that we're using, or the banks that they're using?
Either or. I mean, are you using non-U.S. banks or are you using U.S. banks to purchase Tether?
Sorry, I'm not sure I'm following your question.
Oh, I think he's following it. I just don't think he wants to answer it.
Are you using?
Oh no.
Lawrence cut out.
Lawrence has gone frozen on. Oh wait, be back.
You say you wire money to Tether, right? To receive Tether. You wire dollars.
Yes, that's right. That's correct.
Okay. Are you using U.S. banks such as Citibank? Are you using what bank are you using to wire the money to Tether?
I'm not. Alameda's not going to disclose the bank that it's using.
Okay, what does it all mean? First, you have to wonder, is Tether holding any FTT from FTX? That's the first thing came to my mind. Have we got any FTT in those USD Tether reserves? Just curious. We know that USD Tether doesn't want to show their reserves to the Department of Justice. They told them to go fly a kite, literally. You also have to wonder, is there any kind of fraud happening with wiring Tether directly from from a bank to get Tether? You have to wonder if there's any kind of fraud activity or a securities issue there. That's another thing that came to my mind. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because I think it plays right into this conversation here from former Ripple advisor Michael S. Barr. Says stable coins are an urgent risk requiring guardrails. The verbiage is getting serious, ladies and gentlemen. We see that Michael S. Barr says basically that he warned Congress that it needed to pass legislation with strong crypto guardrails and listen, to prevent financial stability risk. We've heard this over and over, but it's getting serious. Entities offering stable coins. Listen to what he paints a picture of here. Entities offering stable coins, cryptocurrencies pegged to a separate asset, are an urgent risk that must be addressed because they're backed by the dollar and really borrow the trust of the Federal Reserve. However many years Tether's been in business, let me tell you, I read you what he wrote, what he said. Now I'm going to tell you what I heard. What I heard is that Tether, the private company, has been borrowing the trust of the Federal Reserve to issue a private USD Tether without their permission. That's what I hear when I read that. Goes on to say it's important for Congress to step in and say you're not permitted to offer a stable coin unless it's done under the strong prudential framework with the Federal Reserve oversight, supervision, regulation, and approval, for which I believe Tether does not have. Private money can create enormous financial stability risk unless it's appropriately regulated. He goes on to remind us of the early days before the Fed and what a problem that caused. Throughout the committee hearing, Barr reiterated that Congress's role to intervene. He said the bill should include a strong role of Fed oversight of stable coins. So now he sees the Federal Reserve overseeing the stable coins. I'll remind you, Federal Reserve is a member of FSOC, which he called a form of private money. And as I've said earlier, the historical evidence that private money without appropriate regulation can lead to runs and financial instability. He noted that the meltdown of Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX has a muted impact on the banking system. However, on Wednesday, Senator Kristen Gillibrand, a Democrat, said that she was working with Senator Lummis and Pat Toomey, top Republican in Banking Committee, on a bipartisan stablecoin bill. They hope to introduce the legislation in the next few weeks. Gillibrand believes that the Office of Comptroller of Currency, the OCC, should be the main regulator for stablecoins. So there's already a difference of opinion there. The OCC could be the floor and create certification process basically on a federal level and a regulatory framework. And then you could still have state issuances of certification and licensure in each state as well. It's coming together, ladies and gentlemen, whether you think so or not. And so is this. Valente reminds us back in February of 2021, proud to be leading the way, implementing the Federal Reserve upcoming instant payment offering FedNow. And I want to remind everybody here, it's all coming together. Banks must improve their cross-border services from Valente. Next generation cross-border mechanisms such as SWIFT, GPI, Ripple, Visa B2B, Visa Direct, and others are rapidly gaining traction. If banks do not modernize their legacy services, competitors will close the gap. And Ripple's doing just that. We know the benefits of Ripple: the fast, low cost, scalable, stable, sustainable, distributed, free up working capital, offer lower payments, enable faster payments, expand into new markets. You know the drill. It appears to be exactly what Ripple's doing. Ripple is now seeking a crypto license in the Republic of Ireland, ladies and gentlemen, and it highly suggests a conversation that we've talked about and have been laughed about here many times. And it's the idea that Ripple could become a bank. Ripple US-based crypto payments platform is looking to obtain regulatory approval in the Republic of Ireland so it can access the European market. Ripple is looking to obtain a VASP, which is a virtual asset service provider license, and already has 2 employees in the jurisdiction, which is a member of the European Union, the company's general counsel, Stuart Alderati, told CNBC. The same guy who said, when we win. Ripple has turned its attention to countries outside the U.S. due to its ongoing lawsuit. Yeah, SEC can't do damn thing about them getting licensed in Ireland and serving every bit of the European market. He goes on to say here, the company has already formed partnerships in France and Sweden. Says here, essentially, its customers and revenue are all driven outside of the United States, even though we still have a lot of employees inside the U.S., Alderati told CNBC. Once the exchange has the Irish license, Ripple wants to passport its services across Europe. It is also going to file an application for electronic money license in Ireland, he added. The crypto firm has been opting to enter the EU due to its advances in regulating the sector. We all know about MiCA bill that's going to be passed soon, and the blocks wide-ranging markets in crypto assets, the MiCA bill, which promises to set up licensing regime that will allow companies like Ripple to operate in all of its 27 jurisdictions. It'll be voted on in February. That's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting good out here. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.